Hello friends, this is Samarth and welcome to my YouTube channel that is Love for Anatomy. And today we are going to discuss about a very important topic, that is the anastomosis around the knee joint. But before starting with the topic, I would request you guys to please take a look at my previous videos as well. Now let us get started with the anastomosis around the knee joint. The anastomosis around the knee joint is situated in two arterial plexus. One of them is the superficial and another arterial plexus is situated in the deeper part. The superficial part of these arterial plexus lies in the superficial fascia around the patella and also fat behind the ligamentum patellae, whereas the arteries involved in the deeper anastomosis are very close to the tibia and the femur bone. Now let us take a look at the arteries involved in the anastomosis around the knee joint. There are total 4 arteries. Femoral artery, the second is the popliteal artery, the third and the fourth are the anterior and posterior tibial arteries respectively. But before starting with our topic, let us take a quick review at the relation between all these 4 arteries. Here you guys could easily see that the external iliac artery gives rise to the femoral artery. Femoral artery further give rise to the popliteal artery, and the anterior and the posterior tibial arteries are the terminal branch of the popliteal artery respectively. Femoral artery continues to become the popliteal artery as soon as it crosses a small opening in the muscle adductor magnus, and that opening is known as the hiatus magnus. The popliteal artery terminates into anterior and posterior tibial arteries just below the popliteal fossa. Now let us start with the topic, that is the anastomosis around the knee joint. This diagram right here represents the skeleton structure of the knee joint, which includes the following bones. This is the anterior aspect of the tibia bone. This is the fibula, the sesamoid bone known as the patella, and this is the longest bone of the body known as femur. This is the medial side, since the tibia is located on the medial side and fibula on the lateral side. These are the condyles of femur. This is the lateral condyle and this is the medial condyle, on which we will study the anastomosis. Now let us take a look at the posterior aspect of the skeleton structure of the knee joint. This is the posterior structure of the skeleton of the knee joint, which include the posterior aspect of the tibia, the fibula, and the posterior aspect of the femur bone. These two muscles are very important in nomenclature of arteries. This is the popliteus muscle and this is the adductor magnus muscles, and this is a small pore in the adductor magnus muscle known as the hiatus magnus. The anastomosis around the knee joint is studied under these 4 topics, that is above medial condyle, below medial condyle, and similarly above lateral condyle and below the lateral condyle of the femur. This is the medial condyle and this is the lateral condyle. Now I have drawn few arteries here. This right here is the femoral artery. This is the femoral artery and this is the hiatus pore or the hiatus magnus pore, after which it continues as the popliteal artery. Just before continuing as popliteal artery, the femoral artery gives a branch or the articular branch known as the descending genicular branch. This right here is the descending genicular branch of the femoral artery, and this is the popliteal artery after the femoral artery passes through the hiatus magnus pore of the hiatus magnus muscle. Now this popliteal artery enters the posterior aspect of the knee joint. In this diagram, you guys could easily see that the popliteal artery enters into the posterior aspect of the knee joint. This is the pore known as the hiatus magnus, after which the femoral arteries becomes the popliteal artery, and this is that muscle known as the adductor magnus. This is the muscle known as the popliteus muscle, after which the popliteal artery terminates into the anterior and the posterior tibial arteries respectively. These are the anterior and the posterior tibial arteries respectively, which are the terminal branches of the popliteal artery. Now let us talk about the sub-branches of the popliteal artery. The popliteal artery gives two superior branches, out of which one on the lateral side is known as the superior lateral genicular artery, and on the medial side is known as the superior medial genicular artery. The popliteal artery further gives two inferior branches as well, which are the inferior lateral genicular artery, this one, and this one is known as the inferior medial genicular artery. The name of the sub-branches of the popliteal artery are quite symmetrical and easy to learn. Now, the sub-branches, that is both the superior and both the inferior branches of the popliteal artery, leaves the posterior aspect of the knee joint and enters the anterior aspect. That is, they winds round these bones and enters the anterior aspect of the knee joint. In this diagram, you guys could easily see that the superior medial genicular and the inferior medial genicular branches of the popliteal artery now enters the anterior aspect of the knee joint. And similarly, the superior lateral genicular and the inferior lateral genicular arteries of the popliteal arteries as well. Here, you guys could see the impressions in the interosseous membrane of the arteries, that is the anterior tibial artery and the posterior tibial artery. Though they are present in the posterior aspect, these are also involved in the anastomosis, so I have represented them in the interosseous membrane. Now let us start the anastomosis going above the medial condyle. The arteries involved include the descending genicular artery, this one, which comes from the femoral artery. The next artery that anastomose is the superior medial genicular. These two arteries anastomose above the medial condyle. Above the medial epicondyle, we see the superior medial genicular and the descending genicular anastomose together. Now let us talk about below medial condyle. The arteries included are the saphenous branch of descending genicular artery and the inferior medial genicular. Below the medial condyle, that is in this region, we see the anastomosis between the inferior medial genicular right here and the saphenous branch of the descending genicular artery. This is the saphenous branch, which is anastomosing below the medial condyle with the inferior medial genicular. You have to remember that saphenous is a sub-branch of descending genicular and descending genicular is further a branch of femoral artery. Now let us look about the arteries involved in anastomosis above the lateral condyle. So the arteries included are superior lateral genicular artery and another branch of the femoral artery, that is the descending branch of lateral circumflex femoral artery. In this diagram, you guys could easily see this is the descending branch of lateral circumflex femoral artery. The circumflex femoral artery is also coming from the femoral artery. Now, this circumflex femoral artery anastomose with the superior lateral genicular artery above the lateral condyle. Now, the last remaining condyle is the lower portion of the below lateral condyle, which is the most complex anastomosis. So, below the lateral condyle, the anastomizing arteries are 4 in number, and those are: first, the inferior lateral genicular, that is this one, inferior lateral genicular. The third and the fourth are the anterior and posterior tibial recurrent arteries coming from the anterior tibial artery. In this diagram, you guys could see this is the anterior tibial artery, which gives two branches, the anterior and posterior tibial recurrent. This is the anterior tibial artery, and these are the anterior and the posterior tibial recurrent arteries. The fourth artery is the circumflex fibular artery coming from the posterior tibial artery. Let me show you this in the diagram. So, below the lateral condyle, there are 4 arteries. That is the inferior lateral genicular, the anterior and posterior tibial recurrent, the anterior and the posterior tibial recurrent, inferior lateral genicular, and the circumflex fibular artery coming from the posterior tibial artery. So let us revise all the 4 different locations of anastomosis once more. Above the medial condyle we have the descending genicular and the superior medial genicular artery. Below the medial condyle we have the saphenous branch and the inferior medial genicular. Above the lateral condyle we have the superior lateral genicular, this one, and the descending branch of lateral circumflex femoral artery, that is this one. There are 4 arteries involved in below lateral condyle, that is the inferior lateral genicular, anterior and posterior tibial recurrent, and the 4th one is the circumflex fibular artery coming from the posterior tibial artery. Further, there are more interatrial connections, that is this one between the circumflex femoral artery and the descending genicular artery, this. Next arterial connection is between superior lateral genicular, that is this one, and the descending genicular, this one. The next interatrial connection is between inferior lateral genicular and superior lateral genicular, this one. The next connection is between the inferior medial genicular and the superior medial genicular. And the last interatrial connection is between the inferior medial genicular, this one, and the anterior tibial recurrent, right here, this one. So all these anastomizing positions and the interatrial connections help in anastomosis around the knee joint and also supply the knee joint. So this anastomosis is rather quite complex, so I would request you guys to please take a look at this video more than once. If you found this video interesting, please do like, subscribe and do share. Signing off, love for anatomy.